Welcome, Pisces. This is your weekly focus for February the 12th through to the 18th, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thanks for being here and thanks for all of your love and your support. I send it right back to you. I do appreciate you here. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Now, depending on where you live, where I live, the sun actually goes into Pisces at like 11:45 p.m. on the Sunday night. So I know that probably for everybody giving the astrology, they'll be saying that it is on the 19th, but it actually sneaks in like 15 minutes prior to. And that's why it's so important when you're doing any kind of natal chart that you have your time of birth, because most people born on the 18th would just automatically assume they're Aquarian. But if they were born in that last 15 minutes of where I am, so Ontario, then they would actually be a Piscean. So I thought I'd throw that in just so you're paying attention. Anyways, our underlying energy. Let's start there. The moon. The moon. This is going within. Okay, this is a week where you go within. It's about seeing where you have limited thoughts or where you have imposed limitations on yourself, where you've allowed others to impose those limitations, what things you want to let go of that don't bring you happiness, joy, and what does bring you joy, what does bring you happiness, what sparks you with motivation, with excitement, with anticipation. What are things that you are drawn to that do these things to you in your life? Because as you leave this week, you go into, happy birthday time for you. And it's a time to make wishes about your tomorrows. It's time to step forward in a new light, in a new direction. It's time to write some new chapters of how to go forward, of what this following year will bring you. And so we want to understand what truly gives us balance throughout this time, what we truly want to manifest in our lives, make tangible in our realities. Our first card is the Six of Pentacles. First thing we need to look at is, I guess, our relationships. Where is their balance? Where do you tend to give more than you receive? Where do you tend to receive more than you give? What relationships do we want in our world? What relationships do we desire? What kind of relationship do we desire? Do our relationships support us, love us, ground us? Do they have our backs? Do they love us unconditionally? And do I feel that way about them? This is understanding what relationships that you want to grow deeper as your new year approaches. Okay, in numerology, your year changes. So, you would take your birth date, your month, and your day, and you would add it to the energy that is now, which is an 8. Or no, you wouldn't. Yeah, you would add it to the 8 energy, and then that would give you your yearly energy that you are currently in. So there is this beautiful time now where things are shifting, and so obviously our relationships are going to shift. This could be partnerships, this could be neighborhood friends, community friends, this could be workplace friends, this could be family. And even where you give a part of yourself, I guess if we're really going to read that card properly for, really a collective of everybody that's watching here, whether it's your sun, your moon, your rising, your environments, does your environment give back to you? Do you give to your environment? And that could be in the workplace. Are you present? Or a community outing that a group perhaps that you're with, a team of some sort that you belong to? Do you show up? Are you present? Do you feel like everybody else is present? That you're all working towards a common like-minded goal? Seven of Cups. We don't want to be too quick under any of our decision making throughout this week. Regardless if it's moving forward in one direction or leaving behind something in another direction. We want to make sure that our choices are strong, that our choices are true, that they are grounded by experience, but also because we want to take a little bit of a risk on ourselves. It's how we want to move forward and what paths. It being your birthday month coming up so shortly, I would have to say this also involves every part of your world. So what are the material abundance that we want to see in our life going forward this year? What is the growth in our finances we want to see? What is the growth in our job, in how our streams of money, of our health, our well-being, of our spirituality, of our relationships? And we don't really need to make a decision right now about what we're actually going to take forward with us, but we are weighing out the things that we think we want and making them either a very positive pro, I want to move forward in that direction, or maybe I should put that on the back burner for now. Maybe I should leave it in the past. Maybe I could add it in somewhere down the road. And we have the King of Pentacles, so it's all about growing wealth, okay? It's definitely all about growing your wealth. Prosperity is another word that I'm hearing, so I'm thinking more in line with money. This is the richest king in the deck. Okay, he sticks with the tried and true. He knows that, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But on the other hand, he has a living vine for his crown, which tells me that you have to think outside the box a little bit. You have to be innovative. You have to kind of make it your own in some way in order to truly be successful. So, yes, there is the tried and true, but there's also that risk portion of taking a chance at evolving it into something. It's like taking that song that has been sung by 5 different artists, and they've all put their own spin on that song, and some of them have completely changed the dynamics of the song with what they put into the song. So we're looking at what we are singing, what we are professing, what we are wanting to step into, and mixing it a little bit, changing it a little bit, so it really reflects the true self of who we are and how we are bringing it to life. Okay, work and career. Work and career is the Chariot. We want to pull back here a little bit. We want to think things through. Okay, I think there could be 2 different paths here, but I think one is a money path and the other one is a comfort path. Okay, this one is, we know that we're going to get a paycheck if we do A, B, and C, and it shows up every week, and so I've got enough, and I'm kind of comfortable, and it ain't great, but I know what to expect. And then there's this other one where you're going to take a chance on yourself, that you're going to step into some new experience, this wild adventure. But just because it's out there doesn't mean we should step into it right now. We have to weigh out the circumstances here. We have to pull back a little bit and truly think of the path we want to walk. If we, for instance, really want to work on our health and well-being, then we don't want to challenge ourselves with a career bump at the same time, right? We want to work on our health and well-being so that when we work on that career bump, that we are healthy and full of vitality in order to go forward. So, we're really thinking it through. Like, do I really want to go forward here right now? What does that path entail? We want to wait till the fog lifts. We want to wait until the sun rises. so that we can see clearly down that path of what we are stepping into. We also had the Seven of Cups warning us of the same thing. We don't want to just jump into things right now. We want to think it through. We want to diversify the pros and cons in our minds, so to speak, and say, where could this lead? Where could that lead? Is it good, bad, indifferent? Okay, let's pull out, let's get the fairy cards out here and get a little bit more information on work and career. Well, some of those cards just didn't want to come. We have the Justice card. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So it's thinking things through. It's weighing things out. We're not going to jump into anything, but once we do, when we make that commitment, we will find the successes that we were going in search of. We will win at the end. We will have success at the end. But only if we take our time and process things in a slow and methodical manner. One more card? Sure, why not? The Three of Autumn. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do. Being compensated for your creative talents. So what is calling you? What do you truly want to do? What would just make every day seem like play rather than work, just because of what you're doing, the environment you're putting yourself into, or the projects that you get to accomplish? You know, we have the Three of Autumn here. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Follow your passions, your dreams, your desires. Not what other people think you should be doing, but rather what you think you should be doing. Be the best at what you do. Well, I think, just because of who you are, you're going to do that automatically. So that's a gimme. Being compensated for your creative talents. Somebody takes notice of your value, your worth. Maybe you decide to show it off. Maybe you decide to network yourself in some way and show people what you have to offer, your talents, your abilities, the unique self. Yeah, there's a lot of joy to be had here. I don't think you can really make a wrong move under this kind of energy, even if you did jump the gun. But I think that if you wait a little bit and you really process things this week and think it through, that you will have some ideas, those aha moments, those little epiphanies of where you really want to step, what you're really good at doing, what you enjoy doing day in and day out every day. You can't wait for that alarm clock to go off. You want to start your day. We'll go to love and relationships. We have the Ten of Swords. This is a time of healing. Maybe it's a past relationship. Maybe it's the relationship you're in now. Maybe there's been some bumps and bruises along the way. Things haven't been going right. There's been arguments. Maybe there's, a worry over something. Maybe it's somebody's health, and so everybody's on edge. Or maybe it's money. Usually it is money. That's usually the culprit of the stress and the high anxiety within relationships. But this is about healing. This is about knowing that you will recuperate. You will be strong again. And if this is something that happened to you a while ago in a past relationship and it just kind of seems to keep showing up, know that you can heal right now through your actions, through self-love. Okay, so this is not, I don't get this energy of you going out there and finding somebody, but rather it's about loving yourself. It's about allowing self-love to come into your life on a deeper level. Go to youtube.com/tarot with Tilly and just go to the self-love section. And just, there's a whole slew, I think 50, 60, 70, 1 or 2 minute videos on how to appreciate yourself more, how to fall in love with yourself, how your world can change when you start making yourself as number one. And expect to be treated a certain way or better. Expect to be loved a certain way or better. And I think through your past experiences, you gain this knowledge, this understanding of the gift you are. And this isn't the first sign I'm saying this to, is realizing the gift you are offering another person when you enter a relationship with them. And realize the gift that they are giving you, because they are giving themselves to you as well, right? So it's about appreciation. It's about seeing the beauty. And people should appreciate and see the beauty in you as well. Let's get an extra card here. We have the Three of Summer. News worth celebrating. So there could be marriage, there could be a new person coming in your life. Maybe you've worked something out finally as a couple and you can go forward now in harmony. Maybe there's news within the family itself. Announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births. Friends you cherish. You cherish. So the Three of Summers, news worth celebrating. So, this is about healing, okay? Of allowing the celebration in. Of letting go of yesterday. Those past choices. People often say, I don't know why I did that to myself, or I couldn't believe, how they manipulated my thoughts where I started thinking of myself this way. How could I do that to myself? I don't even understand how that was possible to happen in my life. And so often through the counseling, I try to explain as best as I can that we will never intentionally make a decision that will harm us. Sometimes it leads to that path, but that was not our intention when we took that step. We can't do it, okay? We can't just put ourselves in harm's way, okay? There has to be a disconnect somewhere in order for that to happen in our lives. And that disconnect usually happens under severe stress, okay? Where we are in a totally different world, seeing reality through totally different eyes than we do now. We always made the best choice for ourselves, even if when looking back, it wasn't the best choice. That only tells me that you've gained in knowledge and wisdom of what the right choices and what choices are out there. You've expanded your horizon in some way. You've included in a larger reality, giving yourself more choices, attaching yourself to more wisdom because of it. Cherishing friends, finding joy, laughter, celebration. So look at, in the relationships that you can celebrate in the present moment. And we do have Valentine's Day, so the people you love, make sure that you are telling them, throw a little party, right? Have a little bit of confetti to throw up in the air as you give them that Valentine's Day card, or just say Happy Valentine's Day. Throw the little confetti in the air or something, make it a celebration. Anyways, we also have the Wheel card. And I was waiting for the Wheel card to show up. It shows up in relationship. The delays are over. Sudden and unexpected good luck. A new car or travel. Okay, so the Wheel is here. The Wheel is here to tell us that it is time to start looking at rewriting the book of who we are, of stepping into a new self, of writing a new chapter or two, to expect the new experiences to just be right around the corner for ourselves, and utilizing this time effectively to let go what no longer has value, that no longer serves us, especially when it comes to love, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to the people we surround ourselves with. Know that sometimes we have to step away from people in our lives to make room for new people and new experiences to come our way as well. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, it is about healing. Definitely this is about healing through meditation, through prayer. I would even say therapy, some kind of counseling, guidance. If you want spiritual counseling, I'm available. Check out my website. But this is about you really allowing yourself to heal, to allow the light back in, to know that you are worthy, to know that you are deserving. In no way did you ever deserve to be treated that way or talked to that way or thrown aside in that way. That shame on them, not on you. This is forgiving yourself for being too hard on yourself, demanding too much of yourself, and not demanding enough from others, perhaps. We have the Page of Pentacles. This is the time to start dreaming it big. A whole brand new beginning, and you're not going to see a lot of details, and that's okay. Just bullet point it. Write that bucket list out. Add to that bucket list. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish in the year going forward? Now is the time to think about it, because you will be able to rid yourself of any blocks, any hindrance, any way that you thought you couldn't go forward. This is a time when you can actually break through that glass ceiling. Let's go to the Circle of Door tarot cards and see what part of the reading this deck validates. And we have the Nine of Knives, despair. Despair. The Nine of Knives shows up and says despair. That isn't exactly how I would read the Nine of Knives, so it'll be interesting to see their take on this one. The clouds grow dark and heavy with grief. Cold and aching needles yearn to break free. The dam bursts. The fields are flooded in sorrow. From attic to basement, all doors finally flung open. When the words and worries keep rushing in and piling up beyond control, the best answer is to not let them out of sight, out into the light. Only by expressing our darkest thoughts and deepest fears will they cease to enslave you. So it is about healing. It's about looking it in the eye. It's about understanding that, yeah, we've had hurts and pains in our lives, but we can overcome them. We can become stronger because of them. Surrender yourself to the storm that rages within and let the fury flow out of you. Each thought was only ever meant to be taken in, held for a while, and released. So you must flush out the stale and toxic thoughts that have overstayed their welcome. Ask yourself if you dare to speak it at all or feel it at all. What do you need to feel safe enough to be fully open and alive? What secret wisdom within you has pushed you past the breaking point? Your affirmations for this week is everything I think and feel can be expressed. Healing comes from releasing control. My scary thoughts need to be let out. I am safe. So know that you are protected. Know that you are safe. But yes, it is a lot about healing and letting go this week in order to step into, even though it's new moon energy and we're all celebrating like new moon energy. So look at how you want to go forward, who you want to become, that new chapter you want to write about yourself. Let's get a power thought card here by Louise Hay while we close here. It's a wonderful time for you to prepare yourself for all the beauty that is about to come throughout the next year for yourself. So start thinking about exactly what you want to step into. All areas of your life, not just one part. Oh, I'm cutting these. How weird is that? Okay. We've got, I release all criticism. I only give out that which I wish to receive in return. My love and acceptance of others is mirrored to me in every moment. So yes, I release all criticism. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.